Hey, what's up? What's up? Elle Ross here. And today I wanted to share and talk about how to create a weekly workout regimen, the best type of strategy to help you burn more fat, lose weight, and also put on muscle. I've been training now for about 4 years, and myself, I have made my own personal transformation, losing about over 40 pounds, putting on muscle that I never thought I would have, from flabby arms to now muscle arms, along with strengthening my whole body, especially my mind and my confidence. So, first starting out, if you're wanting to lose weight, you are going to need to create an exercise regimen, plan, and routine. And for most of us, we're like, okay, where do we start? What do we do? What are the best options for me? So, we are not all created equal. Some people are wanting to lose weight. Some people are wanting to gain weight and put on muscle, especially those who might just be really lean and always have trouble putting on weight. But in regards to working out and getting to your goals, it's not just about exercise. It's also going to come down to nutrition. Nutrition is going to be 80% of the journey. So you have to be mindful of, okay, what are you feeding yourself? And how much? What's the portion size? What time of day is that? How are you feeling? Are you stressed out? Stress is also a huge factor. If you have increased cortisol levels, which comes from stress, then in return, your body is going to also store more food, and you might have these weird, crazy cravings. And then also a myth, it's not tons of cardio. No, that's not the answer. You have to lift weights, which we'll get to in a little bit. And then also not eating enough. When you're starving yourself, now you're putting your body into this starvation mode, which leads to binge eating late in the evening because you deprived yourself all day, and then you find yourself at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, you're craving a bag of chips, or some ice cream or something. And instead of just having one, you have the whole thing. And then you're like, oh, or you have a couple and you're like, you know what? I might as well just finish this whole thing because I just don't want it in the house. And then you're like, I'll start tomorrow. And it's a continuous snowball effect down this downward slope and leading you just not to feel so great about yourself. So, what is the solution? Again, workout routine and plan. And what is the best strategy for that? So, strength training. Strength training and putting on muscle is extremely important because the more muscle you have, the more calories you're going to burn throughout the day doing absolutely nothing and in your sleep. You want to be strength training at least 3 times a week, okay? 3 times a week. And in order to know, okay, well, what muscle groups should I actually work? So you have to think about it, okay, depending on what your goals are. Ideally, you want to go ahead and shoot for compound movements, which are total body movements using like your upper body and your lower body simultaneously. Why? This is where you're going to achieve and burn the most calories, but also say life happens and you end up missing a day. You don't want your body to be imbalanced, because if you worked only arms today and you were planning to do legs tomorrow or something, but you weren't able to do legs, and then you weren't able to do legs the next day, and then basically the whole week you only did arms and your legs are left out and your legs need love too. So it helps to do a total body regimen. So some of those compound movements would be such as a deadlift or a squat. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this, you want to be strength training at least 45 to 60 minutes for effective results. So back to compound movements. Deadlift. The deadlift is an amazing total body move because you're going to be working your back and your traps and your arms. You also have forces you to work your core and your legs and your glutes. It's a total body move, and it also burns a lot of calories because you're using those larger muscles. And then squats. Squats is also a compound movement. You can switch it up with variations with doing thrusters, adding some dumbbell presses up in there. Also doing goblet squats, holding the weight here, holding the weights here. There's lots of variations with the squat. Add resistance bands. That's also great too. And again, squats are going to work your total body. So think of when you're thinking of like what muscles you want to think. Okay, I want to burn this, lose this part of my arm, okay? So there's no such thing as really targeting, but yes, you can do like tricep extension, so moves that actually activate the back of the arm. But in order to target areas, you have to target your whole body. So when you work your lower half of the body, such as your legs, it takes a lot of energy for the body to build this muscle, and that's why you burn the most calories. And so when you're naturally going to burn more calories when you're doing leg days. And in effect, the weight will also, and fat will also slim here, but also cardio, which we'll get to in a second. So other exercises that are compounded, so it's just like upper body, like push and pull, push-ups, chest press, but also like doing multiple movements, and you can be using your lower body at the same time. I'll share some videos with you right here to give you an example of that. And also to go back to leg day, you want to work to increase your weight over time. So it's good to work to get to like your max 5 reps and adding 5 pounds on every time you lift, just to see your progression, to see your growth, and also to help confuse and build those muscles. And ideally with other exercises, 12 to 15 reps is ideal. And on that 12 to 15th rep, you really want to feel the burn. That's how you know it's working. So far we covered legs. So you want to do compound movements like deadlifts and squats, and you can add some upper body motions into there. Then you have your upper body. Oh, and one of the things I do with all my clients is create circuits. So you might have like 5 different exercises. 3 would be using weights. The 4th one, you always want to incorporate some kind of core exercise in there for at least 20 reps or 30 seconds on. And then you want to incorporate a HIIT cardio in there, 30 seconds to 45 seconds on, bring your heart rate up, such as burpees, jumping jacks, rope, what else is there? Mountain climbers, just anything to kind of get your heart rate up. Then you take about a minute rest or 90 seconds, however long you need, based off your fitness level. And then you start that over again. And you do a superset of that for about 3 rounds. And then you go to a new circuit. So say you have a circuit, for example, you have your deadlift, you have your squats, you have your lunges, and then you have a core move like suitcases, and then we're gonna do jump squats to do the cardio portion. We're gonna do 12 to 15 sets of each of those, 30 seconds with the abs, 30 seconds to 45 seconds with the cardio. Then the next circuit, let's do leg extensions, leg curls, and single leg deadlifts, accompanied with the, let's say we're doing weighted twists, and then maybe a 1 minute on the stairs all out. And then you're gonna do that circuit 3 times. By the time you're done, it's been 45 minutes and you really have hit all your muscle groups, because when you're working your legs, you're also working your core. And simultaneously, when you're holding weights, it's also working your shoulders and your back. So these are just some examples. And again, 45 minutes to 60 minutes on. And then post-workout, it's great to always incorporate some kind of metabolic burner. So after you have already depleted all of your glucose, which is the energy source that's used while you're lifting weights, now you want to get your heart rate up and tap into those fat storages. And that's where you get finished with some cardio. So for many of my clients, we might do, 10, 15 minutes intervals on the Stairmaster or the treadmill. Or you can do like a 7-minute AMRAP of a couple cardio moves. For example, maybe you have 10 to 15 burpees, jumping jacks, high knees, mountain climbers, and let's say plank jacks. And you do that for as many rounds as possible, an AMRAP for 7 minutes straight nonstop. That's gonna help get your heart rate up, that's gonna tap into those fat storages, and you're going to obliterate more fat. And then you're going to also want to stretch once you're finished, because stretching is going to increase your flexibility. It's also going to increase your mobility. And that's going to help you achieve your results faster, because if your muscles get too tight, they're not really gonna grow. And we want them to grow, we want them to strengthen, we want to burn more fat. So flexibility and stretching is very important, and I have a stretch video right here if you're confused over how do I do that. And you also want to make sure you're staying hydrated. Water is key. The water helps keep your muscles lubricated, and if your muscles aren't lubricated, they're going to feel tight, and again, they're not going to grow. So we want to stay hydrated. So far we've talked about strength training. We want to strength train at least 3 times a week for at least 45 to 60 minutes. Next, we want to incorporate 2 cardio days. One of those cardio days, you want them to be a high intensity interval training day, bringing your heart rate up. So like 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off for about 20 minutes. Or you can do Tabata, which is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. And depending on your fitness level, maybe you do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and build your way up to decrease that rest time. You also want a steady state cardio day. And what that is just keeping a moderate pace where you can still hold a conversation. So that's like a light jog on the treadmill, on the Stairmaster, in the neighborhood, jog with a friend, a nice, leisurely bike ride, something to keep your heart rate at a steady state and not too high up. Why is this? HIIT workouts are great because it allows you to push yourself into that heart-burning threshold really quickly and keep you there for the duration of the circuit. Even in those little bursts of rest, your heart rate is still up, and that means your body is working harder to bring it back down to a resting state. The harder your body is working within, the more calories you're burning, which means the more calories you burn all day long, even while sleeping. Steady state cardio. That would be for about 35 to 45 minutes. And what it does, it helps allow the heart to work just hard enough, but it's also going to help improve your recovery time and the body's ability to properly use the oxygen within the body and feed those muscles. And then lastly, in your routine, you want 2 days of active recovery. Active recovery does not mean just lounging on the couch and watching Netflix. Active recovery means being active, which means maybe you just go for a walk. Maybe you clean and tidy the house or work in the garden or play with the kids. Something active where you grab a friend and you just keep moving. During this active recovery time, this is when the body is healing itself. The muscles that you work throughout the week, they're resting and they're also rebuilding. What happens is you're breaking the muscles down for the fibers to get stronger and build them back up and get stronger and burn more fat, which means leaner arms, leaner waistline, feeling more confident and more energy. And also you want to keep moving because you want to keep moving the blood circulation throughout the body. The faster you recover, the faster you achieve results. So I hope you found all these tips very useful. I also created a blog post where I go into all of the details broken down step by step into everything I talked about. So again, recap. The best strategy to lose weight, burn fat, and build muscle, and the best workout plan for that is 3 days of strength training, at least 45 to 60 minutes. Then you want to have 2 days of cardio, 1 HIIT training, 1 steady state. You also want to have 2 days of active recovery, and you always want to make sure to stretch, stay hydrated, eat clean and healthy, make those smart choices, and we'll go over nutrition in the next video. So I hope you found these tips useful. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and make sure to check out that blog post below because that's where you're going to get all the details, and you can still join my 30-day challenge. Absolutely free, at-home workouts just for you. And if you want some customization, just let your girl know. But until the next video, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.